Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. And hello, I'm Brian Winnekins. Also hello to folks from the Vegas Downtown Report. I'm on the very, very top floor of the North Tower here at Four Queens in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're in their big suite. And joining us is Tim Lager, the general manager from Four Queens and also Binions. And the North Tower has been going under a pretty big renovation, and the floors are starting to open up. So we decided we're going to start in a suite today, and so we'll swing over. And Tim, thanks for joining us. It's nice to have the tower starting to be open.
Yes, it was really exciting. We were really looking forward to getting it open this summer, which we have, but we're opening in phases. So a couple weeks ago, we opened the bottom two floors, 4 and 5. We opened 5 and 6 last week, and we're going to open 6 and 7 this week. So every week our goal is, we're hoping for 2, maybe 1 to 2, but right now we're aiming for 2 a week.
Now, before we decided to start doing the video, the company decided to really look at what needs to be done for your customers, because you looked at complaints first. You actually did mock rooms first to try before you decided to do everything?
Yeah, what we did first was we looked at all the comments that we had in the tower and tried to address those. And obviously we're sitting right on Fremont Street, so there is the sound of Fremont Street. So windows was a big deal for us to try to get the best quality window that buffered the sound the best it could, which we were able to find those. Also, the big issue was the bathrooms. Obviously this tower was built in 1966, and they built rooms a little bit different, a little bit smaller. So the bathrooms, we expanded a full foot. We removed the door that swung in. We put a sliding barn door on it. So we kind of listened to everything there. Showers are much more important to people now than bathtubs, so we did that. Then what we wanted to do is kind of get a feel for what would be the best look. So what we did is we did 4 mock rooms. 2 reasons. One is to get different designs and let people look at them, and so we can pick the right design that the majority of the people liked. But also for us to be able to get in, rip the walls open, see what's behind there, because we don't have any full set of drawings or anything of what this thing was built like. And it gave us the opportunity to see what kind of things could have bid us down the road. By doing that, we could see, and our contractors could budget and bid the job based on what was there. So it really helped us. That's why I believe we were able to get it on time and on budget, because we kind of did that work up front, knowing what we were going to deal with down the road.
Talking with Tim Lager, he's general manager of Four Queen Binions today. Four Queens, they're starting to open up their North Tower again after the big remodel. We're with Tim Lager. Now we're in the main suite here on the 19th floor, right? Floor, yeah. So give it, there's still some construction going on, but we wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of what this is going to be like. And by the way, this is connected to another suite. For those of you who are wanting to do birthday parties for old guys like me turning 60, this is what you're going to have to order or request. So Tim, let's take a tour. Okay, now this first corner, tell us a little. I understand there's construction stuff here, but this is going to be a bar?
Yes. So right now, we actually are using it as our construction office because it's on the 19th floor away from everybody else. But what's going to happen, there'll be a U-shaped bar that's going to go here. It's going to have refrigerator, microwave, coffee maker. It's going to have all your necessities, a sink, so it's a wet bar. You'll have everything you want there. As you can see, there's a door here that adjoins to a smaller suite that goes there. So this would be a great hospitality. If you're gonna, like we talked about, for a birthday, you could entertain in this area and have separate sleeping areas. So over here, if you go over to the side, there's going to be a living space over here where all the construction type stuff is. That goes into a bedroom. With that bedroom, it has a beautiful jacuzzi tub. And also,
let's take a walk here and check her out.
So it has a separate area here, and all these will be isolated with sliding doors so that they have privacy. This will be the bedroom with the organizer for all of your personal stuff. Then we would go in here where it has a really beautiful bathroom. So we have a jacuzzi tub tied in with a beautiful oversized shower and a separate bathroom area for privacy. In all this, basically this is our 19th floor. Our whole goal is to have all the rooms available for sale by mid-September. So this will be the final phase of that.
So now this area is going to be,
So this will be a vanity with a sink, so you'd be able to do all your propping and, for the ladies to do their hair and makeup and type stuff like that. But it is, like I said, if you see it, it's a very roomy bathroom, which we think is a big appeal for somebody that's in a suite.
and so now again, and we can just go right around the corner here. Again, we're with Tim Lager, the general manager of Four Queens Binions here in beautiful Las Vegas. So the very next room then is the smaller version of this, but they're connected. So again, it's a way to.
Yeah, so we're going to go around. That is
Yep.
a connecting door, but it's locked.
So then here would be the junior suite that's connected.
Yes. So here, same kind of thing. There's a U-shaped bar. It's just like what we talked about over there. And obviously you can see the plumbing and everything coming out, so that there will be a wet bar here. Then it just goes into the bed, the sleeping area.
Mm-hmm.
Then same thing here is what we did is we moved the walls out and expanded the bathrooms to be much more roomy than in the past. So this one has a separate bathroom area with a shower.
And there'll be a door here too?
Yes, there'll be a door there separating it. There'll be a door on the outside here for privacy. But you can see it's an oversized shower with a bench. That seems to be very popular with the ladies. So we're trying to adjust and make everything the way that people have requested.
We're with Tim Lager, and we are here at Four Queens in Vegas. The new North Tower, the remodeled North Tower, is starting to open back up. I'm going to hit the pause button. We're going to go down a few floors to take a look at either my room or one of the rooms that's actually completed. And Tim can kind of explain what you're going to see when you're in the room and why they did what they did. We'll do that here coming up. Okay, we're back, and we are now on the 8th floor. And so Tim is going to give us a little bit of a tour of what you're going to see if you have a regular room, the standard room here in the North Tower. So Tim, I guess let's start at the front door first, or at least with the bathroom, because that's something that you had told us this was something that needed to be changed. So tell us about this.
Yes, so one of the big things, like I said, with the comments we had in the past was the bathrooms are very small, hard to get in and out of. So this bathroom was expanded a full foot out, wider, and like I said, we took the door used to swing in. We removed those doors, put the barn door on, which is real nice, has a real nice sliding mechanism that helps it close on its own. We went with this larger shower versus bathtubs, full body shower, which was a thing that people really liked from our South Tower. So we learned a lot from what we did on our upgrades on our South Tower a few years ago. So this makes it a lot roomier and better for the customer. What we did also is we removed the closets. It kind of opened the room up a little bit, put the organizers in. We put in refrigerators, which we didn't have on the North Tower before, refrigerators and coffee makers. So now our whole property, every single room has a refrigerator and a coffee maker, which most properties do not have. There's no extra charge and there's no resort fees. So that's a big thing for us. We added a vanity out here, also to make sure it's easy to get ready at night. We've got it lights up real nice. One of the big things, listening to a lot of our customers and our ladies, making sure that there's power available for any kind of hair dryer or roller or type stuff like that. So we think we've tried to address everything that people have made comments to us and things that they wanted out of a room. Same thing with all the power. We've added all kinds of extra power on both sides of the bed, not only in the nightstand, but also in the lamps. So you got USB hookups, regular power. So we're trying to give every convenience that we can and available to you right there in the bed.
And there used to be, you talked about these walls, what you found out about the walls and what you had to do there.
Yeah, and so with those mock rooms, we learned that these are all concrete construction or weight-bearing type parts of the tower. And so for us to have, before we had a dresser right here and then a TV set on top of it, where the power is down here. Well, you take away that dresser, now the power would have to go outside the wall and up into here. So that's where we learned from our mock rooms, where we furred these walls out so that we could hide the power and make it nice and clean. Also, by removing that dresser, it gave us more room here for the guests, but also made a nice clean look for brand new TVs that we added in.
We're talking with Tim Lager, and we are at the Four Queens Tower, the North Tower. We're doing a little remodeling, and Again, thanks to Tim for giving us the tour. But we got some other questions, and some of this was from folks on the Vegas Downtown Report, and even some from the radio station as well. So, Tim, will there be bottled water in the rooms?
No, like I said, things have changed over the years, and obviously, for us, what we thought is we wanted to make sure that refrigerators are a big deal to us, and we thought if we can give you the amenities to be able to bring whatever you like to bring with you, that's great. And now you have a refrigerator that you can keep your bottled water or whatever you want to drink, sodas or whatever. We want to give you the conveniences there, but yeah, the complimentary water is just something that's not available.
But tell us a little bit about will there be handicapped showers?
We have all the handicap rooms already that are facilitated in our south tower. So when we did those remodels a few years back, we added more ADA rooms throughout the tower, and those are remodeled as of a few years ago. So that area has all the ADA. This side does not have that.
Okay, and how we have what I know 4, 5, and 6 were open at least on this Tuesday, August 12th when we did this. So what's the schedule then for the rest of the tower?
Yeah, so what we have right now is we actually have 4, 5, 6, and 7 open.
Okay.
We're going for 8 and 9 this weekend on this Friday.
Okay. So, and you're hoping to have everything open by fall?
Well, way before fall. It'd be mid-September. We're about a few weeks out from getting the whole tower opened.
Again, we're chatting with Tim Lager. He's the general manager with Four Queens Binions here in Vegas. As we're the new North Tower, the floors are starting to reopen as they've done the remodeling. Now, of course, this has been a pretty big project, but some folks are like, hey, are you going to redo the South Tower again? And what about the old Mint Tower? Are you going to do that? I'm thinking just to myself, you probably want to get this project done first.
Yeah, like we talked before. I mean, the South Tower we did in 3 phases 7, 8, 9 years ago. Obviously, yes, we need to get through this tower. This was a major thing for us. It's the largest project we've done. To kind of give you an idea of perspective on it, when Terry Cottle, our owner, purchased Four Queens, actually 22 years ago on August 1st, he purchased it for $20 million. We just put $24 million into this tower. So it gives you kind of a perspective of this investment. And so obviously, yes, now we need to get it up and running and make a little money. And then obviously, one big thing to him is he constantly puts money back in the properties. I think anybody that has been around Four Queens or Binions can see that that's what he does. So yes, our ultimate goal is to keep putting back money into the property.
And I will say the brand new air conditioning system, even in my room, it does cool this room down fast and very fast, and it's very efficient too.
Yes, so it's all brand new, all new plumbing, all new air conditioning and heating. Yes, and
even where we're sitting at the end of the room, and there's where I could feel the breeze here, and it's like,
yes.
I need my coat.
Yes, it definitely cools down quickly, and you can see the curtains move. So, yes, it's definitely high tech.
Talking with Tim Lager, he's general manager for Queens Binions, as their new North Tower remodel is opening up 2 floors at a time here. Everything should be totally wide open for everybody. All of the floors here coming up by September. Some other questions that have been asked, and you may have the answer, you may not, but folks wanted me to ask was at the entrances. Is there any thought of potentially having people to show an ID? I know other properties are starting to do stuff like this. Is there any thought of doing that or not?
At this time there isn't. It's something to consider. That's actually, you're the first person that's brought that up. But yeah, at this point we just don't have that in our plans.
I know that a lot of folks they've talked over. Again, we've had changes in the entire industry since the pandemic. Will 3-2 blackjack with no side bet? Is there any talk about that coming back?
No, there's not. I mean, obviously, the industry's changed so much, and I think the cost of doing business has really affected a lot of the things that we do. At this point, 6 to 5 has really become the standard if you look at everywhere. And we do offer as you said, 3-2 with the side bet, and when you look at a dollar side bet, it's not really a big investment. We're still such a better bargain and deal and value than you'll see anywhere else. If you look at our floor, and I think we talked about that earlier, our minimums are way lower than anybody else. So you're still going to get a great gamble with us. But this is kind of where we're at right now.
I know earlier this year the coupon books had stopped for a while. Are there plans to bring them back?
Yes, and actually we just started those back just the last couple days. So it was some stuff that we were looking at marketing wise. We found some ways to make sure that the value's there, and that's something that we've given, and it goes to people that book directly with us. That is an incentive. So that's the key for that type of book, is book directly with us, and we were able to extend that to you.
And the reason to do that is again, it's a business decision. You don't have to give a cut now to Expedia or any of these other sites. That's a benefit for the property, which means you're giving that benefit now back to the customer.
We're giving it to the customer. That's exactly it. And that's what we like to do. It's an old school kind of thing that we do here, is whenever we can give things back to our customer and give you the best value, that's what we're trying to do. As we've said before, we're the only ones that don't have resort fees, never had resort fees. And we talked earlier, some people now are going, oh, we're going to waive the resort fee this month. Well, we've never had one. We've always respected our guests. Our owner of our company, Terry Cottle, he is an old school Vegas kind of guy, and we stuck to our guns. And I mean, some of our competitors are changing, which is great. And I think it's great for everybody. But like I said, we are the home of no resort fee.
Talking with Tim Lager again today, as their new North Tower remodel is happening here in downtown at Four Queens. I had one of my friends wanted me to ask this about the bar, and again, you're the general manager, but you may not know. But he goes, you got to ask Tim, why is there no light beer on tap?
You know, that's funny that you're asking that. I'll have to ask our food and beverage because I'm not sure why that is. And sometimes things change. I know what they tend to do is they go with what people want the most. So whatever's the most popular beer is what's going to go on those handles. But I can look into it and find out.
And a reminder for those of you in Wisconsin, it is not legal for Four Queens or any other state to sell spotted cows. So never expect to see spotted cow here at the bar, unless, of course, that changes. But Tim, as we get ready to wrap this up, this has been a pretty expansive project. There has to be a lot of excitement here, though, for the entire property. And again, one of the other things that you did, at least with the North Tower, is it's completely non-smoking, and eventually the South Tower, I think, is going to be too. And there was a reason for that, and it's just a change, isn't it?
Yeah, I think everything's changing, and we're kind of trying to evolve with it. What we've experienced is a lot of people, even smokers, and we've reached out to a lot of our really good customers, been loyal, and that's really important to us, is listening to our customers. We talk to them first, and we have a lot of good customers that have smoked, and they are smokers, and ask them their opinion first. And the majority of them said, listen, we don't smoke in our room, we don't smoke in our houses, we don't, we have no problem with that. So we first checked out what effect it was going to have on our people. But sadly now what's happened is the majority of the people, sadly, marijuana is legal here, and so people tend to book a smoking room because they think they can smoke marijuana, which is not legal, and you cannot do that in our hotel. And so it's caused some issues, and it caused issues to our other guests. And so this is our way of saying, listen, we are a non-smoking hotel. Whatever you choose to do out on the street or wherever else is none of our business, but in here, this is what we need to do.
Will that spread to the casino?
Never. And I want to tell you, our owner was so adamant, he wanted to make it very, very clear that we are a smoking casino. Non-smoking hotel, smoking casino. That will not change.
Would there ever be the possibility of having a non-smoking area in the casino?
We don't see that right now. From what we've seen in the past, a lot of people have attempted it, and it just doesn't seem to work well. So it's just not in our future that we see.
One of the things I just thought of this, coming in September, I'm missing it because I'm here in October. There's going to be a brand new coffee bar, and it's not a national chain, but it's being built right at check-in. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we call it Some Like It Hot, and it's something that we've talked about, the owners really wanted for quite a long time. So we have a great location right by our front desk. We used to have our box office there for our showroom, so we've relocated that. Right now we're hoping for mid-September to get the construction done and open before the end of September. So what we want to do is have a quality product, but like you said, it's not a chain type thing, the same kind of thing that we do everything else. We want to give a good value to our customer. So we want to give you the great product, but at a little bit better price than our competitors do. So we're really excited about that. We think it's another great opportunity. It's going to be something that we're going to open at 6 a.m. Magnolia's opens at 7. So this gives our customer a chance to come down early, get a coffee, a Danish, a bagel, whatever they want to do, and be able to go back to their room, or if they have to go to the airport, whatever. Just a convenience, and it's going to be right there by the front desk, which is very easy to get to.
And finally, before one final question. I see this in my room. I've seen it here at North Tower. I've seen it when I've been in the South Tower. I've even seen it at Hotel Apache. There's always a comment card, and it's always kind of addressed to you. Do you read those?
Yes. That's another thing that's very important to our owner. The comment cards, because that's our feedback. That's our report card. So every one of them is acknowledged, and that's a big deal. A lot of places don't do that. So we want to make sure that everyone does come to my office. We read through it, we see it, and what happens is whatever comments you have, if there's issues that need to be repaired or fixed or things that need to be done, that information is taken directly to the director of that department so we can address it, and then we respond personally to you on it, because really, without the customers, we're nothing. So it's a big deal to us.
And finally, if someone wants to book a room going online, how can they do it?
You want to come to Four Queens, our website. You want to book directly with us. That's a very important thing, because like I said, if you want the fun book, and then that way our people know to give you the best deal possible is what you're going to do there.
Or you can call right now. If you call, will you still be able to get the fun book, because we're calling reservations?
Yes, as long as you're booking with us, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So there you go. Here's again. This is on the 8th floor. This is one of the new rooms that's going to be open probably later this weekend here at Four Queens in beautiful Las Vegas. Yes, I'm taking a week off from the radio station because I needed a break after all of the fairs and festivals, but wanted to let all of you see what's happening here at Four Queens. I'm Brian Winnikins. Thanks for joining us.